Hey everyone, this is Emily at Gerber Business Solutions, and we have an amazing business owner, Sarah Black, here to talk to us a little bit about her business. And so we're so grateful, Sarah, that you could join us today to talk about choosemade.com and the wonderful things that you have there. How about you go through a little bit of an introduction about your company, and you can show us some of the items that you have for sale.
Thank you for having me. When people say tell us where you started, and I mean, I could go back to middle school if you wanted me to. I pretty much taught myself sewing. I took a class in middle school, making like pillows and boxer shorts, like most like teenagers sign up for sewing class. But my mom had a machine, and so I just started making stuff on my own. So I've taught myself, trying new things, a lot of trial and error. It was in college when I started making more for friends, and then it was after college that I started my business. I got a job in marketing, and I don't know if it was just the work was great, but I just also felt like I just wasn't fulfilled, and I didn't get much credit for what I was doing, and I just didn't feel like I was making an impact. So that's just when I started my own business. Because I was still doing it on the side. I still had like a little website, and then I launched it more in 2014. I did a crowdfunding campaign through Indiegogo, and I raised the money I needed to just really get my name out there. And then I moved from my apartment shop I got a little studio space in downtown Salt Lake City, and then kind of went from there. And so I started making bags, and it's kind of evolved once I've learned to make things. I've also done prototypes for like outdoor gear companies, and just because it's such a unique item. And so I've learned a lot through that process. So showing you some of the things I did, I've made. So I do leather. So I didn't start doing leather until a couple years in. I was really intimidated by it, but I got the right machine, and I'm able to do leather pieces, and I try to make them as versatile as possible so that this strap, it comes off, it detaches, so then you can just have it as like a little clutch if you wanted. And then also with making a lot of leather bags, I have a lot of scraps. I save my pieces. And so then a couple years ago, I started making leather earrings. And then I added other repurposed materials. I go thrifting and get necklaces and take them apart and put that into earrings too. So like these earrings are just from other necklaces, and I just kind of piece together. So I repurpose a lot. And then with that, people send me stuff, say, hey, I'm not using this anymore, like a placemat, this dinner placemat. So you've probably seen this, probably your mom, grandma has this in their house, those rigid ones. And I just added a zipper and then a strap to it. So it's a purse.
So cute. So cute.
And then another one, a part of my business in that, as kind of being self-taught, I love teaching. I've gone to India 3 times to teach sewing, and I always bring back fabric from my travels. So I've had this for such a long time, and so I was like, it's time to, put this fabric to use. I made a little belt bag you can strap here around your waist. So this fabric is from India, and so compartments.
Love things that can do things and have like little organized parts within them. So like I think you and me are similar in that area.
Mm-hmm.
Really cool.
And it has to look a certain way to like symbolize or whatever. It's for like very purpose and a lot of purpose and aesthetic. It has to be aesthetically pleasing as well.
Nice. I love that. Let me just show everybody real quick your website. And you can tell us a little bit more about the vision. This here 5% is donated to strengthen marginalized communities. How did this evolve? How did this start for you?
So while I was working corporate, I worked for 2 years, but that summer in between, I had saved up money and I went on my first humanitarian trip to Uganda, Africa, and I just served in any way possible, did a lot of different things. And then I also taught sewing. So then I went back to the job for that year, that second year. All I could think of is that's really where I wanted, like, I want to feel fulfilled because I got such a high from teaching and sharing that skill with others. I wanted to share the skill that I had to other people. And so I just figured my products can benefit, whether it's employing refugees. So when I was in Salt Lake City, I employed refugees. When I launched, that's like the first thing I made sure I wanted to do is when I launched my company, is to have that at the core in working with marginalized communities in my area. If I can't travel all the time, I want to work with those around me. And so I employed refugees. And then actually now I live in Texas. I'm in Dallas. And so, and for this location, I was in a city where there were no refugee communities nearby. And so then I switched to donating because that's another way that my business could do that, because I couldn't employ anybody around me. There was nobody to employ. So I always wanted to donate. And then it kind of alters depending on issues, current social issues that are going on. And so there was Asian Awareness Month, so I donated to Asian associations. I donated to LGBTQIA associations, to Black organizations to help with Black justice. So different organizations that help aid those that are marginalized, and to help them.
It reminds me of something that my mom taught me when I was growing up, which is just we didn't have a lot of money growing up. So I repurposed a lot of things as I was growing up too. Not as well as you, not as you for sure, but she taught me to take a look around you. There is always something that you can do to make a difference. And just take a look at the skills you have and figure out how you can use the skills and resources and talents that you have been given to help the world around you. And I just love that. And it seems like you're doing that in every possible way that you can, with the switching out the different marginalized communities, like as you see fit, and just trying to make a difference with the tools and the resources that you have. That being said, as amazing as that is, I'm sure that there have been some struggles for you. What is maybe one struggle that you've had in starting a business?
Yeah, so back in 2014, like I said, when I did the crowdfunding, two struggles come to mind. The first is financial. So I raised the amount of money that I wanted, but I didn't seek the right guidance or didn't have the know-how of how to invest it. So because I wanted to teach more. So I bought like home machines. I got a new space. I bought tables to put these machines on to teach. I did all those things, but I didn't quite know how to. And it's interesting, I studied marketing, but I did not market my business very well. It's so different because you have to wear so many hats. So trying to juggle it all. And for me, that hat was, I want to create, I want to teach. So finances got neglected, advertising got neglected, all those other things got neglected because what I wanted to do was to just create and teach. And so I think it would have been beneficial to hire people out to delegate responsibilities because I had the money. I just was afraid, if I spend the money, I'm going to lose that. But those people could have helped me know how to use my money more wisely. Yeah. And so that I wasn't losing, I was putting it into my business to help it grow. So that was one thing that I had wished I had done. And so then I was kind of bootstrapping. I've been doing for the last bit. No regrets. I learned on my own, and so now I know where to put my money and not spend, and have two separate accounts, a business account and a personal account. And you pay yourself. All my money goes into my business and I pay myself monthly or whatever I need. or, if I'm running low on money, then I'll pay myself. But I don't pay myself monthly, just whenever I need money from my business.
Nice.
So to separate it is so important. As much as you think you're organized and in your mind, like how much, no, you need a business account, you need a personal account. So that's just something I want you to know. Second, related to my mission that I so wanted, like, the launch was successful. I'm able to employ refugees, and I got really well integrated with the employment services in Salt Lake City. And I was working with great refugees. However, there was one lady who just the situation wasn't working out. She wasn't meeting my expectations, and the quality that she was doing wasn't. Again, that was one of them. And I was like crying when I had to tell her with the caseworker, saying like, this isn't working out. And it was so hard for me to say, this isn't working out, because I'm like, if this is my mission, I want to help her. But there are things as me as a business that I need to stand by, and I can't have things going late to clients. I can't have the quality going back, because then I have to take more time. So it was because they are newly to the country. They're getting used to the culture, work ethic culture that we're used to. So just, I wish I had laid out expectations. And then I think that would have helped maybe even know sooner, or from the get-go, that it wasn't going to work out, and then it wouldn't have been as hard. So just aligning expectations, especially when working with those from other cultures, as much as in my heart, I wanted to help, it just wasn't working with that one lady. So
yeah, I love that you brought those up, and you probably feel like this is something that you went through on your own, but many small business owners go through the same struggles. When you're saying things like it's very personal, I love that you said you had a problem delegating. I think 100% of small business owners have a hard time delegating.
yeah,
They're seeing the expectations. I mean, you think about people who hire family members or friends, like that's how small businesses get started. But then when the quality, like when you start becoming successful and things need to look a little bit better than you did when you gave it to grandma, you need to have those expectations in place. And I really love that you said that, because I feel like it is hard to get to let go somebody that you care about. But if you have those expectations outlined ahead of time, like that, it will take you out of the bad guy seat and make it a performance review. So that's amazing. So that being said, we talked about your products, we talked about your vision, and your struggle. Can you tell us, where you're located and how people can find out about you?
Yeah, so currently I am in Dallas, Texas, kind of in between phase between husband's grad school and then where we'll actually go. So I don't have a physical location. I would love to have a physical location again. But right now I'm all online, and my website, as she mentioned, is choosemade.com, CHOOSEMADE.com. That's the same as Instagram. And then also I just started TikTok. So yeah. And I just felt like, yeah, everyone was telling me you need to get on, especially good for small businesses. And I just heard that a ton. And I was like, I need to try it. Who cares how old I am? Whatever. I'm going to do it. And it's been really good. I've actually been teaching what I love to do. I showed how to just thread a sewing machine. And that has been really popular. And just showing those, the very basic things, the things that I think are so important to help spark someone's creativity. The machine's a beast. It is very daunting, scary. And so I just want to have someone feel comfortable on the machine. And so if you have any questions, reach out to me. My email is sarah@choosemade.com. It'll all be in the description. And so you can get a hold of me and check out my products. Also, these bags right here, they're materials I've had and stuff I'm just trying to repurpose. Every week I have a new category of things. I've done bags, I've done home decor. Next week is earrings. I'll do a lot of more earrings and other jewelry. And I'll announce the categories as they get closer.
Okay. Oh, and we have, because of this relationship with small businesses, Sarah has agreed to help out anyone that's watched this video with a code. So make sure that you see that in the description below as well.
Yes, yeah. Treat you guys
Yay.
a little discount.
So thank you so much for your time today, Sarah.
Thank you.
You are just doing an amazing job, kicking, any obstacles out of the way and trying to make this world a better place. And we definitely support that and support you in all of your endeavors. So thanks for the opportunity to interview you today. And to everyone who's watching, shoot over to her site and go get some of her really awesome stuff and make a difference in this world. So thanks, everyone. We'll see you later.
Thank you.